Hey GunShow, June number 7 post is a combination exercise today that you can use to hit your biceps, shoulders, and triceps all in one. I'm calling it the One Track Trio, and you'll see why. Just grab your dumbbells and do it with me. The first part is our little mobility drill, and we're just simply going to do a short version of the Your Will to Live. We're just going to do the Y and T, and we're going to do it against the wall. The variations of all of these mobility drills that work on that shoulder posture to straighten out the forward rounding of the shoulders and the forward neck posture. As you keep trying the variations, as long as you understand that the purpose and the intention is the same, figure out which one is your favorite and which one is your level. Okay, so this one, the fact that we're able to take it to the wall and shorten it is an easier level in a sense. You'll see. So we're just going to take it to the wall like we would do our wall angels. And the biggest cue here is that if you cannot get the back of your head and keep your shoulder against the wall, as well as basically your tailbone, if you can't do that, then you would just walk your feet forward a bit, and that way you could press your abs and lower back against that wall, as well as the shoulder, as well as your head. Do a tiny little chin tuck here. So go ahead and give slight pressure to pressing the head back without tilting the chin up, slightly down. All right, so it's just the Y and the T, okay? So we're just going to shoot the hands up to a Y. So in this position, I can't, and many of you won't be able to have the actual elbow, the forearms against that wall. That's okay. We're just gonna hold it for a brief few seconds and then bring it to the T, and all the while pressing your lower back against that wall and not raising that scapula. Remember, all of these, we're moving the arms around the scapula, not letting the scapula come up, meaning don't shrug the shoulders like so, okay? And if you do that, whether you're more comfortable thinking about that your rib cage is lifting or your shoulders lifting, either way, both need to stay down, okay? Stabilize your shoulder blades right against that wall, okay? And we're just gonna do this about 10 times. Hold, hold, hold. Take a pause and do it another set or two, okay, till you hit about 2 minutes. Okay, so today you just need a set of dumbbells or a couple of weights of dumbbells, different dumbbells if you can. And the One Track Trio is named such because we're going to have our hammer curl position, so our palms are facing toward each other, and that position is going to remain the same the whole time, okay? So your setup here is that you are going to keep your look at Booga chasing a little ball. You're going to keep your glutes engaged and your core on the whole time, so that you're not going to arch through. So make this a bit of your ab and glute work time as well. It always should be. All right, so with the hammer curl, make sure you have a nice grip, okay, and just curl up. Then do an overhead press, and then in that same one track, you're going to take that dumbbell back into the tricep press and just reverse it down, okay? These are actually too heavy for me in order to execute that tricep overhead extension correctly, because we actually want to be able to get this get the dumbbells right behind us while we're keeping our elbows close to the ears. And what we don't want to feel is any arching through the lower back. That's why you keep your glutes engaged and your lower abs engaged. And you just want to hinge basically from the elbow, okay? In both the bicep curl as well as the tricep overhead extensions, okay? Hinging from the elbow, meaning we're not bringing up the elbow, okay? Either there or here. We're not bringing the elbows forward. The elbows stay fixed as close as possible to the sides of your head, and you just hinge to extend, okay? I actually try to press it together just to get that engagement and to keep from the dumbbells from floating behind me, okay? It's straight up. Okay, so the burnout for today is the actual same exercise. We're just going to take it to burnout, but every time we do the second and third set, you could lower the weight, okay? This is why I say take a couple of weights. Now, if that overhead extension portion causes you to arch, okay, and it's hard for you, I'm going to give you a variation that you could try, which is to do it on your knees, and you're going to engage the glutes to try to get into this hip extension here, okay? And that way, even if you needed to sort of arch, that hip extension is just going to have you lean back a bit versus arching, okay? So this is going to basically help you remember to lock those hips in place, okay? So you are getting a little extra glute work when you're down here, okay? And the 5 pounds are basically way too light, but control it up, control every hinge, every movement, okay? And I can feel my problem left side acting up because I'm not focused. Try to just make sure that you're keeping this little setup of a slight roll back and down. And once it's there, try to keep that scapula in place. Move the weight on the arms around it, okay? So that's your burnout, right? Now, if you happen to have the opposite problem as me, or actually I had having too light of a weight, we can do, actually go back to the problem that I had in the beginning with having too heavy a weight. When you have weights that are a little too heavy for you, it's a good chance to do a unilateral move, okay? So you could just bring it up one at a time, like so, or just do one arm at a time. And this is going to fire your core depending on how heavy it is, okay? So the other option is to keep that one arm still and just do single reps. See how that elbow flared out? Try to keep it straight, okay? And try to get that as far back as possible and extend straight up. The other trick that I do is I'll hold just one dumbbell so that at the back here, when I have a hard time hinging up and I end up trying to drive this elbow forward in order to cheat my way out of it, I'll take the other hand and help keep this elbow in place, okay, as a cue, and that helps, okay? But again, try to keep that, there, I just showed you my breathing face. Try to keep that scapula in place. All right, give it a go.